him's a big boy, him's a good baby, yes, him's so dependable, him's so reliable. Oh. What's up, y'all? Aaron here. Some people call me AJ. You can call me whatever you like. I wanted to make this quick video on the good old faithful Canon C100 Mark II. I know people are still out here looking at this camera, still considering this camera as an option in 2022, but it's hard to say, yes, I want that camera when I see what else is out in front of me. Now, I just want to say, without getting into the specs too deep, you know what you get with this camera if you're looking at this camera. You get long battery life. You get XLR audio. You get 60 FPS. You get a cinema camera. But the reality of this good old, reliable, and faithful gem is that it's not one of the top dogs anymore. But the truth of it is for as long as we're alive and as long as these cameras keep working and you can keep putting memory cards in them and you can keep getting batteries for them, they will always be a viable option, because they're like at this point, they're like a Honda Civic, you know, maybe not the most well featured, maybe not the highest spec, maybe not with all the newest tech, but no matter what, when you flip that power switch or you turn that key, it's going to power on and it's going to be ready to go to work. So here's what I got to say. If you really want one of these cameras, I mean, just buy one. Find one for the right price where you feel good about it and get it. But understand that you're almost kind of giving a nod to what the C100 is by buying one, because truth be told, there are a lot better cameras out there, especially for what these are costing right now. You know, I bought this thing about a year ago and it's already depreciated maybe another 10 to 20% in value. There's a lot of things in this camera that most people don't want to have to deal with. It doesn't have any image stabilization. It can't shoot 120 FPS. There's not a lot of lenses that work with it with face tracking, and there's definitely not any that are really what you would consider to be fast lenses. There's also no multi-point, focus points on it. It's just center weighted. So if you're not using a face tracking lens, or you've not got it dialed in to exactly where you need it to be, it's really kind of inconsistent in the focus area. But still yet, this is a camera that a lot of interesting films have been shot on, that a lot of great media has been produced on, and it will continue to be a great camera because it is just known as a workhorse, and that is what it is. So, I mean, what would I recommend it for at this point? I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of cameras at this point that will do what this camera does for less or about the same money. But if you want something that's, got a really interesting form factor and at its bones has a lot of good features, a lot of usability, granted you understand what you're working with, you can still do a lot with it. I just wanted to throw this out there and kind of give my thoughts on it. I'm not going to tell you to go buy one. But I mean, if you've got the money and you're just really interested, or you're really heavily invested in the EF, lens family still today, then maybe it's a good viable option, compared to, say, trying to go full into a Blackmagic camera setup or a Red or something like that. It's certainly more simple than buying a Red or buying, like I said, a Blackmagic, because it's fully featured. Everything's here. You've got a screen, you've got a viewfinder, you've got a lot of lenses that you can use with it, some with face tracking, some without. You've got inbuilt audio. You've got a really nice form factor. You get long battery life. It's got a fan inside of it, so it's not going to overheat, so on and so forth. But yeah, if you found any value in this video, if you think what I'm saying has any truth to it, consider hitting that thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this from me in the future, consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you've got anything you want to say, or any questions you want to ask about the camera specifically, or about my experience with it, please just drop them below. I'd be happy to help you. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And yeah, until the next video, peace.